This time, we will introduce the next topic with greater focus on determining the objectives as well as the different structures of various kinds of report.
In this session, we will walk through the general introduction through writing reports, outlining the different structure in order for you to be guided in how to produce a clear and well-structured report anchored on research and analysis of a particular data and of issues. Good day, everyone. I am Dwight Ann Monteras,
Kit Brian Pilapil,
Shara Nicola,
Joseph Benedict Espasaon,
Kyla Grace Mata,
Cedric Sarabia,
and Marjorie and we are the Group 4, your reporters for this day.
For this day, we will be talking about the objectives and structures of various kinds of reports. So let us first identify the objectives and structures of various kinds of reports. So, what do we need to do to know this report? We have to determine the objectives and structures of various kinds of reports.
What is report? Many scholars have defined report as informational work made with intention to relay information or recounting certain events in presentable manner. So for me, a report is a statement of current happening or recording or explanation of things. Examples of these are news report and school report.
So this is an example of our report.
So now it's time for us to determine the different objectives and structures of reports. Because as you know, each kind of report has different objective. It has its own objective and its own structure. Let's begin first with the technical and business report. So it is a form of writing technical communication or documentation in science and technology or applied science that helps people understand a product or a service. I think technical and business disciplines with an applied focus such as we have engineering, IT, commerce, accounting, finance will set report writing assignment that simulate the process of reporting writing industry. It is true that this article is about science, technology, and applied sciences. And as we all know, new technologies are emerging in this field. Accordingly, we will use technical writing or report writing to create report about those particular products or services and highlight their futures for the benefit of readers who are interested in your research or learning about particular idea. So when we discussing structure, we also mean that the information is true and expressed using formal, academic, or standard language. When discussing technical writing, there are rules governing how to properly compose a particular write-up or text. The write-up adheres to a set of conventions and uses specialized vocabulary because it is highly technical. As a result, special terms are used in the output because they are necessary for that particular group of people. For instance, in engineering, technical terms are used for specific purposes. This is one example of a structure that we need to comprehend.
The main purpose of technical writing is to inform and to trigger the person into action, such as purchasing a product or service. Its purpose may also be instruct, persuade, but never to entertain. So the main purpose of technical writing is to inform and guide the reader toward a specific action or understanding, often related to a product or service. For example of this is a user manual for a smartphone aims to inform user about its features and functionalities, guiding them on how to operate the device effectively. While entertainment isn't the primary goal in technical writing, clarity and precision are essential to facilitate understanding and promote the user to take necessary action, such as using the smartphone features or troubleshooting common issues. The tone of technical writing output is objective and its audience is specific. uses language to evoke either an emotional or intellectual response from the audience or reader. So the technical writings typically maintains an objective tone, focusing on conveying information in a clear and concise manner. Its primary audience is specific, often comprising professional or individuals seeking precise information. Unlike creative writing, technical writing aims to inform rather than evoke emotional or intellectual responses. The language is tailored to facilitate understanding and efficiently in conveying complex concepts to intended audience.
Here's an example of technical and business report.
Field reports. Field reports are common in disciplines such as law, industrial relations, psychology, nursing, history and education, and any other allied disciplines that field reports could be useful. As stated upon the PPT, the purpose of field report in the social science is to describe the observation of people, places, and/or events and to analyze the observation data in order to identify and categorize common themes in relation to the research problem underpinning the study. So this is like more on qualitative side of the report because it is based on observation, ideas, and thoughts of specific people or specific place and specific events. The goal of this analysis is to identify and categorize common themes, particularly in relation to the overarching research problem that forms the basis of the study. The content represents the researcher's interpretation of meaning found in data that has been gathered during one or more observational events. It means the content of a field report reflects the researcher's interpretation of the meaning derived from the data collected during one or more observational events. It highlights the subjective nature of the researcher's analysis and the importance of personal interpretation in constructing the report.
The field reports facilitate the development of data collection, techniques, and observation skills, and they help you to understand how theory applies to real-world situations. So you can see here, the field report, that means for you to gather data. So when we are reporting, we are relaying information. The question is, where do we get the information that needs to be relayed? So sa field, you'll be in the field to conduct the study, to do interviews, a series of interviews, or even observe, so that you can jot down or note-taking based on what you can see on what you are observing. It is also mentioned here that in field reports, you're able to understand the theory more. So you can use, or in the field reports, it can also give you an opportunity to prove debunked or to support a specific theory. So you are supported by that, and you're going out and going to try and test the theory, and you will come up with a new idea or an idea that will modify a specific theory and will tell the audience that it's something new or it's something just the same or something that you prove. So that's also another field report. Fields are also an opportunity to obtain evidence through methods of observing professional practices that contribute to or challenge existing theories. So it's important that although we are more on qualitative here, like the technical, so we are also following steps. We're also following processes in order for us to make sure that the study and report will still be credible and relevant. So in the field report, we're going to link it with our grade 11 research kay ana ganiko na these are qualitative approaches, and the designs are example the phenomenology, grounded theory, case study, the ethnography, and we can also consider our work immersion portfolio as a field report. This is a sample of field report.
Techniques to record your field report. First, note taking. This is the most common and easiest method to record your observations. Second, photography. With the advent of smartphones and almost unlimited number of high quality photographs can be taken and objects, events, and people observed during your field study. Third, video and audio recordings. Video or audio recordings, your observation has a positive effect of giving you an unfiltered record of the observation event. Last, illustration. This not refers to an artistic endeavor but rather refers to the possible need, for example, to draw a map of the observation settings or illustrating object in relation to people's behavior.
Scientific reports are another kind of report. They are all common in all the sciences and social sciences. These reports use a standard scientific report format describing methods, results, and conclusion to report upon an empirical investigation. So in other terms, scientific reports are detailed and structured documents that present the finding of scientific research. They typically include introduction, methods, result, and discussion sections, providing a systematic accounts of the research process, outcomes, and their significance.
This is an illustration of scientific report.
One of a good example of report that you should know, which is commonly used in the field of hard science, is referred as research report. A good research report serves as an excellent example because it is a typically demonstrate. A good research report acts as a model of other researchers, demonstrating best practices in presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data within a specific field of study.
So here are different parts of research report. Number 1, introductory phase. So for the introductory phase, it is scored as the main parts of the research report because it is contextualized and sets the tone and the reaction of the research writing. Because you can see here your thesis statement. So it is like a roadmap that guides in your research journey.
Research report starts with 4 elements including title, abstract, list of contents, and introduction. Below is a brief description of each element. Research title. Our example is Silverman, year 2006. So a research title has to get the attention of the readers. In other words, it must be catchy. So in research report, in a simple term, a research report is a document that explains what a person or a group of people found out after studying or investigating a particular topic. It often includes details about how they did the research, what they discovered, and what it means.
This is the example, running on empty, the effects of food deprivation on concentration and perseverance. Research abstract. A research abstract is a vital component of a report as it provides the readers with a snap view of what you will expect from it. So, our research abstract is a concise summary of a report, typically limited to around 100 words. It highlights key elements such as research problem, its significance, the methods employed, main findings, and implications in relation to other research. So, crafting an effective abstract is challenging due to the need to convey comprehensive information in a limited word count.
Now, here's an example of research abstract.
List of content. A list of content is a useful component of a report as it guides the reader to find their way through the different part of report. So for me, a list of content is a useful component of a report because it guides the reader through the various sections of the report. As a result, it is critical that the page numbers correspond to the section of the report.
This one is a sample of the list of contents.
The introduction. The introduction acquaints the readers with the what, why, and how the report. So the introduction of a report serves to familiarize readers with the purpose, relevance, and methodology of the document. It typically provides an overview of what the report is about, why it was undertaken, and how the information was gathered or analyzed. Essentially, it sets the stage for the readers, offering a concise review of the report's content and objective.
And here is the sample of the introduction.
Going back to the different parts of a research report, here's the review of related literature. As we all knew that RRL is our chapter 2 in our research paper, so what is the benefits of reading and reviewing the literatures or other research papers that is connected to your topic? So because they provide study background and the environment of the research, as well as it provides the study background. So the primary intention of the review of related literature is to locate the study in its area of discipline and reveal its relevance and significance in the environment.
Research methodology. In research, the research process is important as a research content, though a research report must also contain a description of a research strategy. So what is research methodology? Research methodology refers to the systematic process used to gather data and information or evidence to answer research questions or solve problems. It involves selecting appropriate methods, tools, and techniques to data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Common methodologies includes qualitative, quantitative, mixed method, cause the study, survey, experiment, and more, each within its strength and limitation based on the research goal and nature of the study.
After the next method, the body of the report. So this is the thesis in our research. This is the chapter 4 on write the board, the result, and discussion if quantitative. But if it's qualitative, the findings and the discussion, of course, in the body of your report. You will be writing your data, the collected data. Okay, after dumaan yan sa statistical treatment, if it is quantitative, after you do or applied a data analysis procedure. if it's qualitative. So it's very important in the body of the report. Remember, we must be objective and accurate. Okay? Objective and accurate. That's about the body.
Conclusion. After all the research methodology in your body, in, in here you will be giving your inferences, deductions, abstraction, implications, interpretations, general statements, and generalizations based on findings. So in here you will just really be interpreting them, and although you're just interpreting them or giving your answers, it shall be based on technical way or technical method in order for you to make sure that the conclusion will be acceptable and relevant. So a good conclusion answers the specific question identified at the introductory phase of the research. So remember that in here you're already answering your questions in a statement of your problem.
Recommendation propose action based on finding, providing practical guidance for stakeholder or for the research direction.
Here's a short recap. Remember that report is defined as any informational work made with an intention to relay information. So in short, report is the relaying of information. And we should also take note that report is always written in a sequential manner. There are different objectives and structures of reports, and these are technical and business report, field report, and scientific report. Technical and business report, it is a form of writing technical communication or documentation in science and technology or applied science that helps people understand a product or service. So its purpose is to help people understand a product or a service.
Field report. The purpose of a field report in the social sciences is to describe the observation of people, places, and or events. It's much more on observation. So, field report have techniques to record the observation. First is the note-taking. This is the most common and easiest method of recording your observation. Next is the photography. This can help us capture an important moment in time as well as document details about the space where the observation takes place.
Video and audio recordings. Video or audio recording your observations has the positive effect of giving you an unfiltered record of the observation event. Illustrations. This does not refer to an artistic endeavor but rather refers to the possible need, for example, to draw a map of the observation setting or illustrating objects in relation to people's behavior.
Scientific report. The purpose of a scientific report is to clearly communicate your key messages about why your scientific findings are meaningful. So it is to clearly communicate your scientific findings. One good example of report that you should know, which is commonly used in the field of hard sciences, is referred as research report.
Different parts of research report. First, introductory phase. According to Silverman, a research report starts with 4 elements, which includes the title, abstract, list of contents, and introduction. Research title. A research title must get the attention of the readers. In other words, it must be catchy.
Research abstract. It is a vital component of a report as it provides the reader with a snap view of what they will expect from it. List of contents is a useful component of a report as it guides the reader to find their way through the different parts of the report. It is also known as a table of contents.
Introduction. The introduction acquaints the reader with the what, why, and how the report.
The second is the review of literature.
Third, research methodology.
Fourth, body of report.
Fifth, conclusion.
And lastly, the recommendation.